Do you like hot sauce? Then you'll love Great White Hot Sauce. It's a small batch, handmade hot sauce, made especially for you. So if you want some badass hot sauce, go to www.trygreatwhite.com. Well, here we are, episode 84. 84. 4. Whatever. Don't make fun of my accent. Anyways, it's Christmas. This is a Christmas show. Jack's going to be here. And Mark Smith from the Music Relish podcast is going to be here. We're going to talk about our favorite Christmas playlists. And I have an audience member sent in their playlist also, so I'll read that. A listener. Anyways, Merry Christmas. Sit back. Enjoy the Christmas show. I know I will. Because it's Christmas. I love Christmas. Enjoy.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
The KOFB Studio presents Milk Crates and Turntables, a music discussion podcast hosted by Scott McLean with his co-host Jack Calabrese. Now, let's talk music. Enjoy the show.
Thank you, Amanda, for that wonderful introduction as usual. Welcome to the podcast. You know the name, so I'm not going to say it. We're streaming live right now over, a bunch of things, bunch of places. We got YouTube and Twitch and Twitter and D Live and Facebook. Actually, a couple more additional Facebook groups tonight because it's a Christmas show. I do some other live streams, but I thought I'd entertain my other live stream viewers with the Christmas show. It's kind of a political, local politics type live stream in my hometown of Winthrop, Massachusetts. But tonight it's all about music. It's fun. If you're watching, you see it's a very festive screen. If you're listening, I have a camera outside my studio, and it's snowing, and it's got a nice Christmas tree out there, and there's gingerbread men, and it's snowing, and, well, I live in Boca Raton, Florida, so it's aesthetics, okay? It's aesthetics. It's all about the aesthetics. So, tonight's the Christmas playlist show. Jack and I did this last year. I don't remember what my playlist was back then. A year is a long time to remember stuff like that, right? But I'm sure there's some things that are the same, and then there's some new songs added into it. I'm sure I have a couple of new ones I've added in. And, when I first met Jack, he was working as a waitress in a cocktail bar, right? We became friends. And then last Christmas, I gave him my heart, and then the very next day, that son of a bitch gave it away. Jack Calabrese, explain yourself.
Dude, really? That's your opening? Working as a wait.
Hold on. I'm going to put you back in the green room because you deserve it. See, he's starting already. All right. Hey, everybody. Here's that swell guy. That swell Mr. Christmas, Mr. Cheerful guy. He's Mr. Happy. Mr. Swagger and coolness. Mr. Jack Calabrese.
Hey, Scott. Merry Christmas. How are you, buddy?
You don't look like a waitress.
I was never a waitress or a waiter. I never worked front of the house in a restaurant.
Come on, that cocktail bar. All right, it was a strip club, and you were.
No, I was the talent. Dancing doesn't count.
You were the talent. Yeah. Merry Christmas, buddy.
And to you too, sir. How are you?
I'm great, man. You know, I'm always great when I do this. I'm always great.
I love your jacket.
Yeah, well, yeah. What? Yeah, right. You want to know what's under the jacket? Look at it. Ready?
No, I didn't know. I do not care.
Woo! My Ric Flair Christmas T-shirt. Yeah. Woo!
So, just out of curiosity, and I'm already going off topic. How many T-shirts do you own?
Oh, it's got to be 50.
Yeah, give me an over under 50. That's it.
50 hanging up. Let's just say 50 hanging up.
I was thinking that it was going to be in the hundreds. You know, band T-shirts and Wu-Tang T-shirts and Ric Flair T-shirts.
I do the I have to sometimes move it along. I've always said this. The thing that men have the hardest thing giving up is T-shirts. I think most men would give up their sex life before they have to give up their old concert T-shirts, old favorite T-shirts. It would have to be a thought. I think it's a thought, at least. They have to think about it.
I've already done half of that.
I know you have, yeah. Didn't you give away a bag of concert T-shirts by mistake?
No. Look, one of the look. This is supposed to be a holiday Christmas episode, happy show, and now you're bringing up something that is just still so gut wrenching and heartbreaking to me. So when the lovely Deborah and I were first living in our house, it wasn't long after she had donated a bunch of clothing to Goodwill, and she accidentally donated a hefty lawn bag. Every one of my concert T-shirts from 1980 all the way. So I'm talking Van Halen, Women and Children First, Van Halen, Diver Down, Van Halen, Fair Warning, my Live Aid T-shirts, my original Clash T-shirts. So she had recognized what she had done almost immediately, and she called down to Goodwill 20 minutes after she dropped them off, and they were like, nope, they're gone.
Yeah, some dude there always gets the good. They pick the good stuff.
Yeah. They knew what they had. So an addendum to the story to make the story even sadder. Yeah, there's a lot of them. I don't even remember what I had. You know, I mean, my Stevie Ray Vaughan T-shirts were in there. My Queen T-shirt was in there. The one that I really wanted to replace was when I saw the Clash with Phil Kelly at the Orpheum, and I made the mistake of going on to eBay. This was only a couple of weeks ago. It was like, I would like to have that T-shirt back. $700.
What the
Damn. $700. And I'm telling you, Scott, there had to have been 100 T-shirts in that bag.
Oh man, $700. Hey, you know who spends $700 on T-shirts? My buddy Mark Smith from the Music Relish podcast.
Woo! Mark,
how you doing, guys?
Hey, Mark, nice to see you, man.
Good seeing
you. How's it going?
Jack? Oh, I'm crying over that story.
Oh, it still kills me. It kills me.
Jeez.
Dude, first two Lollapaloozas, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, the Jay Giles Band, Joe Jackson, and everybody in between. Yes, Kiss, Genesis.
Man.
I used to, that was my thing. I always bought a shirt.
Yeah, me too. I still got my Aerosmith Rockin' a Hard Place shirt. And I'm glad I got that. The tour nobody wants to hear about, but
yeah. Hey, you know, there were a couple of good tunes off that record.
I love that record. It's one of my personal favorites, but I don't tell too many people.
Yeah. So what's up, Mark?
Nothing much. Just getting ready for the holidays, getting in the cheer.
How's everything on the Music Relish podcast?
It's going good. It's going good. These guys are schooling me every week.
Well, you hold your own, buddy. You hold your own. I got some more since I knew you were coming on, Mark, and I know that you have a case of the Smitties when I do this. So I just thought for entertainment value, it's gonna be a trivia night tonight too. So.
Oh boy. Can I type my answers in? Because when I type them in, I seem to get it. You know?
Type them in, sure. We get some Merry Christmases from Leo Haskell, Hottest Working Man in Show Business, Tim Griffin, Laura Ziegler. Kevin Corsom says, Merry effing Christmas, man. Yep. All right. So I'm streaming live tonight on Jack. As you know, I do a Winthrop Votes live stream from our always hometown, Winthrop, Mass.
Yes.
And I thought, you know what? That gets a little tight sometimes, talk politics and local politics and things. But I wanted to kind of bring to that Facebook group some Christmas cheer. Some Christmas cheer. I don't know how many people they're going to go in and like, what the hell is this? This isn't a political live stream. But I thought I'd go in. So just so you know, we're streaming live on that too. And in the King of Facebook YouTube channel. I just thought I'd put it out to everybody.
Awesome.
I thought I'd put it out to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah. So, okay, Christmas songs, Christmas playlists, and Jack and I kind of touched on Christmas songs, holiday songs last week. What would you say? What would you call I'll ask Jack. And I have to word this correctly. See, Mark, if I ask you, then I could ask a simple question. But with Jack, I have to kind of be very, like a fly. He's rubbing his hands together like a greedy fly. What would you name a seminal album, Christmas album? What would you say was a what do you call it? Something that transformed what's the word I'm looking for?
Transformational?
No, yeah, it was kind of transformational. There's a word I'm losing it, brain fog still.
Yeah. This is going well so far. Excellent lead in. I like this.
All right. Transcending. Okay.
That's probably not right either, but okay.
It transcends. Yeah. No. Mark Smith.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, you're cool.
You're talking about it changed the way Christmas albums were presented.
That a boy.
Okay.
Yeah. See, you should just host the show. I'll just sit back.
You don't want me to.
Give me.
I got the
Jack. Give me an album that basically changed the face of how people listen to Christmas songs.
I think for me, there's a couple of them that pop into my head, but I think the one that I think of is the Phil Spector Christmas album, The Wall of Sound, with the Ronettes and the Crystals. I think that was a transformational. It really kind of really brought into the forefront, kind of like the rock era, if you will, if you want to call, the Phil Spector years and that sound, rock music early as it was, it went beyond some of the other groups that were out there, or even artists that were out there that may have had a Christmas song. This was a whole album that had a different sound, and it was not only was it something that transcended and transformational, but it still resonates and holds up today.
Right.
In my opinion.
Yeah. Mark?
You're gonna laugh. I had that album too. That Phil Spector album. I think it just moved it into the mainstream from, I grew up here and, Andy Williams and stuff. And here was this album, this Motown album. Not Motown. Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I'll tell you a second one for me, because in the 70s, it was mostly Christmas singles. So when this album, A Very Special Christmas, came out, I think it launched Christmas music into modern times.
That's
a good one, Mark.
It's my favorite one of all of them.
That's a good one, Mark.
That is one. That album came out 35 years ago.
Ouch.
In October. It came out in October 1987.
Mark, since you have it at hand, would you mind reading the track listing on it?
Sure. The Pointer Sisters, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Eurythmics, Winter Wonderland, great song. Whitney Houston, Do You Hear What I Hear? Bruce Springsteen, The E Street Band, Merry Christmas, Baby. Pretenders, Have Yourself a Very Merry Christmas. Merry Little Christmas, sorry. Johnny Cougar Mellencamp, I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. Sting, Gabriel's Message. Run DMC, Christmas in Hollis. Love that tune.
The best.
U2, Christmas Baby Please Come Home. I think that's, for me personally, rivals the original.
Yep.
Madonna, Santa Baby. Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, Little Drummer Boy. Brian Adams, Run Run Rudolph. Bon Jovi, Backdoor Santa. Alison Moyet, The Coventry Carol. And Stevie Nicks, Silent Night. That's a great lineup.
So best Christmas album ever.
Well, with the exception of one song, who's the asshole on that record?
All right, let's think about that.
Who's the asshole that just kind of bucks the trend and does what he kind of always does in his pompous, fucking pretentious way?
Sting.
Wow.
Sting.
Yeah.
I was going to say Bon Jovi.
Sting. No,
yeah,
Sting.
Sting's got to go into, what was it, Gabriel's Message? Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah. He's got to do this serious kind of orchestral lute asshole douchebag fuckface thing.
And I'm looking at the inner sleeve. Every song lists all the musicians, but Sting, no musicians. It's just him with a sequencer.
That's it. That's what he has always been, and that's what he'll always be. Yeah.
Whoever it was that was responsible for compiling that had to have gone there and went. Oh,
so
Jesus.
It's funny. It's funny you say that. It's funny that
mood killer. So
the guy that the person that put it together, what's his name? Jimmy Iovine.
Jimmy Iovine.
Yeah, Jimmy Iovine.
Powerhouse guy.
So the story goes, his father had recently passed away at that time, back in 85, right? It was 85 when it became a thought. And he was at his sister's house, and he was sitting on the floor talking to Bruce Springsteen. Springsteen had called him to say, sorry about your father. And the strange thing is, the dude's father died of natural causes, and his parents, meaning Jimmy Iovine's grandparents, both died a month within each other, and then his father died a month, in the third month. So it was really that was just absolutely devastating to him. And he had a great relationship with his father. And so he basically said, I'm gonna do a Christmas album for my father. I'm gonna do something for my father. And he asked Springsteen, can you help out? And he said, of course I can. Of course I will. So the album was thought about and started to get put together in 85. It came out in October of 87. And it had such an impact on how people in this new age of music, the 80s, how people viewed Christmas songs and Christmas albums. It was like this whole resurgence of Christmas songs, all from modern stars, and they did them good. Other than Sting being pretentious. Right? They did it. Every song on that album it's a smoker, right, for a Christmas song.
Yeah.
And so it kind of became a before and after moment, I think. In terms of Christmas songs. Mark, you just said it. Everybody used to do Christmas singles.
Yeah.
Then this guy comes out with a Christmas album, but it's a mix. It's a jumble of stars, and all of them were stars in the 80s.
Sure.
And I'm sure there was people clamoring to get on that album.
Mm-hmm.
And they've done numerous albums since. I think a friend of ours, Jack, she had put out a picture on Facebook of, she gets one every year. I guess there's one that comes out every year. And she gets them, but nothing will beat that first album.
Yeah, the first one was the best.
Yeah. Now every pop star wants to do an album. Every pop star wants to redo a song. Every pop star. Now on that album, there's one song, and you said that, and that's part of my Christmas playlist, and I'm going to get to that in a second, our playlist. You said that Baby Please Come Home, U2, is like you said, Mark, comparable to the original, right?
Yeah.
And if not, maybe better. I'd say also, and I've caught flack for this. I've gotten some shit for this. I think Madonna's version of Santa Baby is the best version of that song.
She was
so built. She was built and designed and modeled and created for that song. It was almost like it was Eartha Kitt. Great version. The great Eartha Kitt. But I think Madonna's version, Jack, would you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't particularly like that song. I don't like the kind of Marilyn Monroe, cute.
The gold digging song, you mean? The gold digging song?
I just don't like that song. I do like it a lot better than than the Sting song. The asshole. Look, I know you guys are singing about Santa and all this up stuff, but I want to sing a 14th century folk song.
And not employ any musicians.
Everybody that's on that album, when they saw and heard the Sting song, they were like, that fucking asshole.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't disagree with you that I think that's right in Madonna's wheelhouse.
Yeah.
That kind of
perfect
material
girl. She was the material girl.
Yeah, material girl. So I don't think it was that much of a stretch, but I don't particularly care for that song.
I think it's a cool little song. It's catchy. It's it's pretty forward. It's pretty right up front. She's a gold digger. That's all there is to it. She got herself a sugar daddy for Christmas, and she calls him Santa. So, yeah, I think that album and like you said, the Phil Spector album, yeah, absolutely. But I think Phil Spector back in that time transcended the Christmas album. This album, though, was a kind of a one of a kind. It will never be matched, I don't think, again. I think it was one of those moments in time. We had the right people with the right attitudes and the right motivation.
Yep. And
he got the big stars of the day. There was no doubt about that. Yeah.
Are there? Can you name a bunch of not Christmas songs, but complete Christmas albums that you can listen to from start to finish?
Yeah, Burl Ives, Christmas album.
The Chipmunks.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Yeah. Hey,
somebody. The ones that you guys mentioned, are those like your go-to?
Yeah, the Burl Ives for me just brings back memories to my grandfather's house.
The Calabrese family has our number one Christmas album, and whether it's on vinyl or whether it was on CD, it was something that we've given out many, many times. That's always misunderstood, and that is the Charlie Brown Christmas album.
Oh, you were saying that last week. Yeah, that's great. That's awesome.
Where people, they look at the cover of it and they think it's a kid's record.
Yep.
Like I've had people, look at it going, "Why are you giving me this?" I'm a 50-year-old guy. Thanks. And I appreciate you giving me this little kid's record, but I'm not a lunatic. I'm not a pedophile. Not recognizing that the Vince Guaraldi trio, and that album is a brilliant record.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yep. I just want to break in for a second. Mark Smith has a fan on our show,
and he's
Walter Dusseldorp, student pilot R4. Just commented in, finally a whiz in music to listen to. Mark Smith rocks. Look at that.
And he's happy that you pronounced his name right.
Hey, well, I can read. I'm smart.
Most people don't.
Wait, stupid.
Wait, what? Walter Dusseldorp? Wasn't that John Denver's real name?
Good one, buddy. Good one.
He's alive.
Oh, by the way, Jack, since it's the Christmas show, you're not leaving in an hour. I'm just letting you know well in advance. You're not leaving in an hour. So.
I'll go whenever I want.
No, you won't. No, you won't. Not on Christmas. Not on Christmas. All right, so a couple of listeners to the podcast, actually, and oddly enough, they're both named Todd, right? Except one spells it with one D, the other one spells it normal with two Ds. So they sent in their they sent me their top 10 Christmas songs, and I told them I'd read them. So my friend Todd Sockman out in California, he says, Jack, right off the bat, number one, Vince Guaraldi Trio, Christmas Time is Here. Right off the see? Hard Candy Christmas by Dolly Parton. Number 3, Mary Did You Know by Pentatonics. Number 4, Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. Elmo and Patsy. Right? He just throws that in there. It's amongst these good songs, and all of a sudden he puts that in there. Because his next one is Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, Frank Sinatra, Santa Baby, Eartha Kitt. But he has fucking Elmo and Patsy in the middle of all this. Like, come on, dude. How old are you? And then he says, Last Christmas by Wham, one of my favorites. Jack, and you never answered. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, and the very next day, you gave it away. You're not doing it to me this year.
What are you talking about?
Last year, I gave you my heart, and the very next day, you gave it away. So this year, I'm going to give it to Mark Smith.
Oh. I caught it.
That a boy. Let's see. As Rock Around the Christmas Tree, Brenda Lee. That's a classic.
Yeah.
White Christmas by Bing Crosby. Written by who?
Burl Ives.
No. White Christmas.
No.
Was written by.
I don't know who wrote White Christmas. Irving Berlin.
Irving Berlin.
Yeah.
So now.
See that? I got that.
You got it. Good.
I'm already losing.
Good pluck. So the story behind that is that's written about a person kind of like in my situation who grew up north where it was cold and wintry, and Christmas has that kind of feel to it, the chill. Sometimes it snows. By the way, the odds of it snowing on Christmas and Christmas Eve are extremely high. People never really just happens in the Northeast. You have to have perfect timing. But anyways, right. So it's kind of a sad song about somebody that misses home. So Bing Crosby records it, the first one to record it in 1941. It's gone on to sell over 50 million copies. Just that song alone, right? Most popular Christmas song ever written, most sold. So Bing was doing a lot of USO tours back then. And which reminds me that I was in the Philippines, let me see, on December 23rd, 1987, and Bob Hope came with the USO tour, and I heckled him. I heckled Bob Hope.
Who did?
Me.
You
Me.
like you
just
really?
shake my head at that one.
I heckled Bob Hope. I did.
What? Why in the fuck would you heckle Bob Hope? That's like heckling.
I did.
It's like heckling
Dude.
Mother Teresa.
He just got off the plane. It's like an 18-hour flight, and he gets
he had it coming to him.
He gets driven over to the stage, and he was kind of off his game, and I just busted out with, "Stop it, Bob! You're killing me!" Right?
Did he
and
react?
he tell this joke, and his timing was off, and he's old at that point. And I just yelled out again, "Stop it, Bob! You're killing me!" Right? And he stopped.
Did he hear you?
Yeah, he stopped and looked over like, "What the fuck?" And I think I did it too many times and left.
So it would have been hilarious if you jumped on stage and put him on your shoulder.
I think I would have got arrested then. So I have the honor of saying I heckled Bob Hope at a Christmas USO show over in the Philippines. Yeah.
Oh, you pissed him off. You pissed him off.
Yeah, he was off his game. He needed some motivation. I gave it to him. So, anyways, Bing Crosby goes on these USO tours, but it's now like the biggest Christmas song. Everybody knows it. But they weren't singing it. He wasn't singing it on the USO tours because they thought it was a sad song, and it would remind people that they're not home for Christmas, right? And all of a sudden, after like the first show, people started just yelling out, "White Christmas, White Christmas." He just looked at the band, and they were like, "Oh, yeah, okay, let's do it." And after that, they played it every Christmas show he's ever done. No matter what. So there's the story of White Christmas.
Wow.
Dude, nobody in the audience was yelling, Gabriel's message.
Gabriel's message.
Gabriel's message.
Stop it, Bing. You're killing me.
1450.
The number one Christmas song in 1495.
Everyone was just dying to buy the paper, the manuscript.
The scroll. Everyone wanted the scroll with the lyrics on it.
Check it out.
I got the lyrics.
Even the engineer and the producer, when Sting was doing that song, were like, "Ugh, Jesus Christ, we're on the 16th take."
Yeah. Well, how about the guy that had to sit there and what did you used to do, Mark?
What's that?
What did you used to do for cassettes and all that? What did you do?
Oh, mastering? Audio mastering? You got to listen to every single second with your ears, with the headphones. You cannot stop. It's great if you like it. It's not good if you a 90-minute choir of some weird Slovakian music is going to be torture. I mean,
so
hey, Jimmy Iovine, thanks for having me on your Christmas album. I'm going to do Gabriel's message. Jimmy Iovine goes, come again? What was that?
And he said,
is that even a fucking Christmas song? Is that even a Christmas song, Sting?
No, it's not. It's not.
No wonder the police broke up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And his final song, number 10, was "Have a Holly Jolly Christmas" by Burl Ives. But he threw in that Elmo and Patsy song. I don't know. It was a good list. Now, Todd Sacco has his playlist. Number 1, "Man with All the Toys," the Beach Boys. I like when they go outside the box.
Yeah.
You know. Number 2, 2,000 Miles, Pretenders, great Christmas song. Mm-hmm. I have a story about that. "Christmas Wrapping" by the Waitresses. That lady that sings to the that sang, but she passed away from breast cancer some years back. But if you watch that video, I swear to God, that girl looks just like my mother when she was young. I've seen pictures of my mother when she was. That girl looks exactly like my mother when she was young. It's fucking amazing. Like, I watched that video, I'm like, this is like, she looks just like her. I'll show you a picture one day. You'll be like, it does look just like her. But anyways, so "Christmas Wrapping," the Waitresses. "Hanukkah Song" by Adam Sandler. "Silver and Gold," Burl Ives. See, you got Burl Ives again, right? "Christmas Child" by Burl Ives. "Anything," Bing Crosby. Okay, that was number 7. That's "Winter Wonderland," Johnny Mathis version. Right? "Too Much" by the Miser Brothers. And the last one is "Lick on My," sung to, and do a lot of sexual things, sung to the tune of "Jingle Bells," artist unknown.
Okay.
I can't even say this on the pod. It's a Christmas show. If it was any other show, I'd read it. Like, what? They start throwing me off my game. Okay. Well, that's his Christmas. Jack, I'm going to let you jump in with your Christmas list.
Yeah,
10 love songs.
I don't know how different this is from year to year. I like what I like, and I dislike what I dislike.
Right.
But I have. How many do you want? I can give you 15 real quick.
Yeah, give me 15. Yeah.
All right.
We got time.
So Christmas Wrappings by the Waitresses. "Christmas Card from a Hooker in Minneapolis" by Tom Waits. "The Christmas Song" by Nat King Cole. "Happy Christmas, War is Over" by John Lennon and Yoko Ono.
The only version.
Santa Claus is Coming to Town by Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. "Must Be Santa" by Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
"Merry Christmas, Please Come Home." And I agree with you, Mark. Totally a tie between the Ronettes and U2. I love both of those versions, especially
that's true. You're right. Yeah.
When that record first came out, I loved the U2 version, but I was so enamored with U2 at that particular time. Here's one that's a little bit different and may belong with Elmo and Patsy or whatever it is. "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas." I have 2 versions that I really like. Number 1, saw Billy Joel in concert the first time, like in the early 80s at the Garden in Boston, where he did that solo on piano. It was beautiful. But the song that I like equally as much is the John Denver Muppets version, which is a beautiful little version. The Vince Guaraldi Trio, that whole album, 2,000 Miles by the Pretenders, Merry Christmas, I Don't Want to Fight by the Ramones. Fantastic song. Little Drummer Boy, Peace on Earth by Bing Crosby and David Bowie. Father Christmas by the Kinks. And I think my all-time favorite Christmas song.
I know it's coming.
Still is Fairy Tale of New York by the Pogues.
As depressing a song as ever been written, but in a style that is just classic.
Yeah.
It's just one of those, it's like a Smiths song where it's depressing lyrics, but the whole like Johnny Marr, like I always said, could make the saddest song that Morrissey wrote sound like a pop song. That's talent.
Yeah. It has the tempo change. It has the big orchestration. It talks about Sinatra. It's a compelling story. It's a little offbeat. It's not so syrupy, sweet. It's consummate New York. I just love that song. And you know what? That is one Christmas song that I have never, ever turned off, whether it was 2 seconds into it or 2 minutes left in it.
Yeah. Or a minute left in it, 10 seconds. I mean, you hear it? Absolutely. I agree 100%.
And even had the pleasure of seeing it performed live a couple of times by Shane McGowan.
Lucky you. Lucky you. That's when I was poor, so I didn't all have.
Yeah, you weren't poor when I saw him do it. It was in the 2000s.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't poor. I was just breaking out of the poorhouse.
You were never poor.
I was poor. When I was in the Air Force.
Here's to my friend Scott, the richest man in town.
Yeah, well, I'm but I was making $400 every 2 weeks in the Air Force. $400 every 2 weeks. $450.
Yeah, but you had 3 hots and a cot.
Well, I had a free house with free electricity. You paid for a phone bill, and if you had cable, you paid cable. If you had a car payment, but you get what you pay for, too.
Sure.
Get what you pay for. My father, the old Viking, George McLean, saved many, many a Christmas by sending 70, 80 pounds worth of gifts all the way from Boston to California, to New Mexico, to Florida. Yeah, God bless him. But, all right, moving on, Mark Smith. Great list, by the way, Jack. Great list, as
Thank
usual.
You, sir. Thank you.
Mark?
Okay, I threw this together quickly, so I'm sure, like, when we get off tonight, I'm going to go, damn, I forgot this, I forgot that. Sleigh Ride by the Ronettes. Christmas Baby, Please Come Home. I got Darling Love on YouTube. Same thing, same reason. Christmas in Hollis, Run DMC. Father Christmas, Kinks. I Believe in Father Christmas, Greg Lake. Great lyrics. All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. Sorry, it just appeals to me. It's a good song. John Prine, Christmas in Prison.
Good one.
Yeah. And I got the first verse here. I'd love to recite it. Do They Know It's Christmas? Band-Aid. Thank God It's Christmas, Queen. Dropkick Murphys, Seasons Upon Us. Not that the song's great, but the video. It's one of those songs where the video is just hilarious. Aspen Glow, John Denver. Last Christmas, Wham. My Favorite Things by John Coltrane, the 14-minute version.
Wow.
Christmas Time Is Here, Vince Guaraldi. Bruce Springsteen, Merry Christmas Baby. That's my personal favorite of his, not the one that's played on the radio. Whitney Houston, Do You Hear What I Hear? And the Eurythmics, Winter Wonderland.
From Scrooged. From the movie Scrooged. That's the ending song.
What is?
The Eurythmics, Winter Wonderland.
And it's also on this album.
Yeah, from the Bill Murray album. From the Bill Murray.
I thought that the last song in Scrooge was the Al Green Eurythmics, or maybe Annie Lennox.
Annie Lennox.
Think of your fellow man, lending
Put a little love in your heart.
Is that what it is? Is that the last? I know that song that was in Scrooged, whether it was the last song.
It probably was. It probably was, and maybe it was after. Maybe it was playing when the credits came out.
Right.
But Mark, I knew that you were going to have Greg Lake in there. You prog rock maniac. I knew you were going to have that one in there.
And that was one of the first Christmas songs where you were questioning Christmas. It's a very wise ass lyric in a way, but it's really just about commercialism at Christmas. But some people thought he was questioning the existence of God. He wasn't really doing that, but they're great lyrics, that song.
Yep. Good list. Good list. Not surprising. Now I'm going to start off with probably my favorite. I mean, this song is far and above, just hits me on a different level than all the rest of these songs. And when I first heard this, and I could hear it today, this song almost brings tears to my eyes. I swear to God. It's "Oh Holy Night" by Pavarotti. That absolutely just touches my heart, and that's what music is supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
It touches you. That song, absolutely. When I first heard it, I got goosebumps just talking about it. That's how much this song, I don't know why. I have no idea why. It's just so beautiful. It's just such a beautiful version of that song by him. And I remember just like I started welling up like it. And now, I always wondered, like, what's the big deal with opera? And people go to operas and they're like, they get all, well, that actually touched me. That song absolutely touches me, man. So
do you ever try to sing along with it when you're listening to it?
Oh, I don't think so.
No, come on.
I can't.
Come on. You don't sing it with the volume loud enough so you can't really hear you.
I have way too much respect for that song. I really do, Jack. I'm not lying. That song is, like I said, I started right out saying it is another level song for me. That I don't know why. It doesn't remind me of anything. It doesn't bring me back anywhere. It doesn't. First time I heard it, that is absolutely a beautiful, beautiful song. And he, of course, the greatest ever. Right.
Of course.
Arguably, some people might say, somebody else, but, I'd say. So that one I start off with. I added this one this year. I replaced Amy Grant, and I went with Sleigh Ride by Edie Gourmet and Steve Lawrence. If you've ever heard that version, it's so fucking cool. Like the way they do it. It's so cool. Such a cool version of that song. So Sleigh Ride with Edie Gourmet bumped Amy Grant. Well, I love Amy Grant. I don't know why. I always did. Since the 90s. Such a wholesome girl. Nice, wholesome Christian girl. And I ain't Christian, so. Anyway.
I was fooling around with Vince when he was still married. Yeah,
that's okay. Hey, listen. Hey, don't burst my bubble. It's Christmas. Let me go. Let me go. So then I'll go into Last Christmas by Wham, right? Winter Wonderland, Eurythmics. Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Bruce Springsteen. I love the interaction. Have everybody been good this year? Oh, that ain't many. Yeah. I just love that interaction, right? And they're just clowning it off. And I think at one point, Clarence Clemens came out with a Santa Claus kind of hat, and they kind of laughing. You could hear it was so real when it was recorded. And they didn't touch it. They didn't mess with it, I don't think. It just came out the way it came out. Christmas Wrapping by the Waitresses. Still, even though it reminds me of my mom, it's a great song. It's a great Christmas song. It tells a great story, right?
Very clever.
And very obscure with the cranberry sauce, right? It's like you don't think, and she goes, oh, you forgot cranberry too? Like, I just thought that was so clever that, I need cranberry sauce, because I am a cranberry sauce fanatic, by the way. Cranberry sauce to me is
jelly to do you like the?
I like them both, but I prefer with the cranberries. With the cranberries, yeah. But I love them both. I love them both.
I'm gonna have to give you my recipe for Thanksgiving and Christmas. I make my own.
I think we had this conversation. I've tried homemade cranberry sauce, and there ain't nothing like Ocean Spray from the can. I'm just saying.
You
all right?
have to
listen.
try this.
I will. I will never turn down a cranberry sauce. I might not like it, but I won't turn it down. Okay.
See that? See, you haven't even tasted it, and you're already saying that you don't like it.
No. I said I will never turn it down. I might not like I've had some in the past. Oh, I make my own, and they've brought it to work during like a, everyone brought in a tray or something for around the holidays, and I'm like, yeah, did you put freaking tangerines in this? Like
Jello.
No.
Some people put the little apricots in. I'm like, did you do that? It's like, come on. Okay, I'll get your recipe. Is it hard to make? Because you make this goddamn complex.
No, it's pretty easy.
Foods.
Jack
does this complex stuff. Like, Jack got one of those things where instead of cooking the steak, Jack's going to put it in a plastic bag and put it in a boiler machine for 17 hours. Are you that? I mean, he's a foodie. He's a foodie guy.
That's my son. My son can't cook a hamburger.
Dude, sous vide a steak. It's like cutting butter, man. It's beautiful.
Yeah, well, I'll put mine in a frying pan with some butter. It's a lot faster.
All right. My numbers are perfect.
They are. They are.
Do
that. That's why I can do that. Oh, by the way, so last weekend was my birthday, last Sunday.
Happy birthday.
Jack, I told you, right, about what I was going to eat. I ended up eating 8 lobsters. 8 lobsters, right?
Wow.
8 tails, 16 claws, right? I had a half a dozen oysters, a half a dozen jumbo shrimp, prime rib on the bone, right? Let me see. And dessert. Multiple desserts. Yeah.
So was Dr. Vera just sitting across from you going, "Oh my God, I need to make love to you right now"?
No, because she goes into anaphylactic shock if she's lobster. So I literally, so I have to, I'm at this, I'm just saying, I'm not boasting, I'm just saying, went to this very high end, the Breakers Hotel in West Palm Beach, and this brunch, like, you have to put a reservation in months in advance. It's called the Circle, right? And it's inside the hotel. And it's, like I said, it's all you can eat: lobster, crab, everything, right? So after I get done eating 8 lobsters, and I excuse myself from the table, and I have to do this when I go into the men's room, and I wash my face like I always say, like a 12-year-old. If you walked in the bathroom, I'd have foam all over my face, like a homeless person trying to get a bath, or in a bus station bathroom. That's kind of what I look like. I got to get the shit off because I don't want her getting, So I got foam on my beard, like I soap it up, and I scrub it, and then I wash my hands at the same time, and then I got to rinse my face. Dude, I'm like a homeless person in a bus station bathroom, I'm telling you.
Then you moved on to the steak, right?
Then I moved on to the steak. That's right. So, all right, moving on. Christmas wrapping, the waitresses. Christmas in Hollis, Run DMC. Christmas Baby, Please Come Home. I think as we all agree, U2, right? Mm-hmm. Or the Ronettes, but I have the U2 version here. Jack.
Is it the Ronettes or is it Darlene Love?
Darlene Love. Yeah. Fairy Tale of New York, Jack, the Pogues, right? Little Drummer Boy, Bob Seger, the Silver Bullet Band. I like that version. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, again, the Pretenders. They popped off 2 good ones, right? There's No Place Like Home for the holidays, the Carpenters. I like that version. Santa Baby, Madonna. Jack, Happy Xmas, War Is Over. 2,000 Miles, the Pretenders popped off. So that song, I was flying to the Philippines on, what's today's date? Today is December 21st. So
21st.
So this day, I believe it was this day in 1987, I had flown from Logan Airport to St. Louis, and I was getting ready to go to my first assignment in the Air Force to the Philippines. So I fly to St. Louis, and I meet, they called it the Freedom Bird. It was a Flying Tiger 747 that carried only military personnel. And we went from, we took off from St. Louis, and I had my headphones on, and I looked out the window, and St. Louis was just white. It was all white. It had just snowed, and it was kind of dark overcast, and I had on the headphones, and that song was on, and I'll just never forget the image of that. Just looking out, and everything is white, and I was on my way to the Philippines, where I will not see snow for
ever.
I stayed there forever. Yeah. So that kind of has a little. Did
you get to choose your assignment, or that's where they told you?
So you learn this after the fact. I wanted Pease Air Force Base in New Hampshire. Where do they send me? The Philippines. You get it? Wherever you ask for, they're sending you the other way.
Opposite.
But it was the greatest 2 years of my life. Absolutely changed my life. The Philippines has been part of my life since the day I landed in that country to this day. That country has been, it was the best thing that ever happened. One of the best things that ever happened in my entire life was my relationship with the Philippines. It's just an amazing place, amazing people. So there's that. Now, this is an odd one. And Jack, I do know that we had this discussion last year, and I always have this on my list. I don't know if it's quite a Christmas song, but it reminds me of a Christmas. And Mark, maybe you can relate to this. Life in a Northern Town by the Dream Academy. I just always...
Not a Christmas song.
I know, and we had this discussion. I just always put that in the...
Scott, you know what my favorite Christmas song of all time
is? Here we go. It was going so well. This was going so well.
I wish they all could be California Girls by the Beach Boys. California Girls is the best Christmas song ever.
Listen, in winter 1963, it felt like the world would freeze with John F. Kennedy and the Beatles, right? And in Life in a Northern Town, and if you watch the video, maybe that's part of the relationship. If you watch the video, it shows like a northern town, but I think it's more north, like because they're from.
Even those lyrics, John F. Kennedy and the Beatles, right? So John F. Kennedy, that's November, and the Beatles they appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show in February. It has nothing to do with Christmas.
Well, you're really digging into my psyche.
You want a little factoid on them?
Give it to me.
I always thought it was
out here.
Because I remember the video, you thought it was Vermont, right? You see all these trees.
Right.
So we, on our show, we talked about that album. We reviewed it, and they're from England, and Life in a Northern Town is about the northern Upper Midlands, England.
That's what I thought. Yeah, the cobblestone streets.
That. Yeah.
And that's why it's kind of an overcast kind of snow. It has a different feel to the video, right?
Yeah.
So there you go, Jack. Go watch the video, and you'll see how my correlation between that song and Christmas. And that's all I'm going to say. We're going to move on. You are not doing this tonight. You're not doing this tonight.
You know it's a great Christmas song?
I think you are off in an hour. You got 8 minutes.
Stairway to Heaven. Great Christmas.
Yeah. And Helter Skelter. Helter Skelter. Throw that in there.
Really?
You too? Really? Are you guys? All right. Moving on. Shouldn't even have said it. Do they know it's Christmas? Band-Aid, stupidest Christmas song ever written. Stupidest Christmas song ever written.
Band-Aid?
Stupidest Christmas song ever written. Have you ever really paid attention to the lyrics?
But it's so good.
Written by a simpleton.
Why do you call that the stupidest Christmas song ever written?
There won't be snow in Africa this Christmas. No shit, Sherlock. You have to put those in words? Do they know it's Christmas? No, they don't celebrate Christmas. They don't know. And guess what? People in Africa don't care. They don't care. They try to be all sympathetic, to feed the world. But it's like, there won't be snow in Africa this Christmas. Like, they're making it all depressing. It's depressing.
You don't get it.
I can understand if it's not going to snow in Vermont, or if it's not going to snow in New York or Massachusetts. But it's never going to snow. You know where else I could go other than the Philippines to never see snow? Africa. Okay? Africa is another place I could go where I'm never going to see snow. You don't have to remind me that it's not going to snow in Africa this Christmas.
I think you're missing the point.
Well, I'm not missing anything. Stupidest Christmas song ever written.
No, you know who's stupid? You stupid.
Stupid.
You're the stupid one.
You're stupid. You're stupid as those words.
They're not saying that people in Africa are not realizing that it's snowing. It's people that are in the Western hemisphere and the Northern hemisphere to realize
keep
that
digging your hole. Keep digging your hole. Keep digging your hole.
I'm not digging my hole.
No, you're digging. Keep digging. No, just go on. Go on, keep
it's
digging.
a message to think about people that don't have the abundance that we have.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm sorry. Look, not for nothing. You're a bright guy. You can carry this podcast, but that may be the most idiotic thing you've said in the history of this podcast.
Nope.
And I can't believe it that you're commenting and calling those lyrics stupid. What you're saying is idiotic. You are a giant, colossal.
Okay, listen.
Santa Claus wearing dummy.
For all you people, it's Christmas time. There's no need to be afraid at Christmas time. We let the light and we banish shade. But in our world of plenty, we should spread a smile of joy. Throw your arms around the world at Christmas time, but say a prayer. Pray for the other ones. At Christmas time, it's hard, but when you're having fun, there's a world outside your window, and it's a world of dread and fear.
Right.
That's fear-mongering right there. Where the only water flowing is bitter sting of tears, and Christmas bells that ring there are changing chimes of doom. Well, thank God it's them instead of you. Okay, that's selfish. That's fucking selfish.
No.
Right? And oh yeah.
No, they're being
the word is. I'm glad you're in 47-degree weather because I'm not.
Scott, you should quit while you're ahead because you're reading those lyrics and you're making yourself sound like it.
And there won't be snow in Africa this Christmas time.
Right.
And there won't be snow in really? Do you have to really tell us there won't be snow in Africa? Do you really have to say that? Is that a necessity? Is that something that really has to be told?
Snow's a metaphor.
So don't give me metaphors on a Christmas song. And then it says,
Scott, you're talking about lyrics that inspired the entire world. The entire world. That's the thing that motivated We Are the World and Live Aid and everything else that came after that.
I'm unmotivated by that song, okay? They don't get my money, okay? They don't get my money. Juvenile lyrics. That's it. Next song.
But you put it on your list.
No, as stupidest. I wrote under it, stupidest Christmas song ever written. Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, Amy Grant version. Jingle Bell Rock, John Hall.
Wait. Jingle Bell Rock, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. Those aren't stupid lyrics. But something that's as poignant.
Because they don't mention that it's not going to snow in Africa this Christmas. They don't mention that. They don't have to tell you that. Because you know why? Because Daryl Hall, John Oates, and Amy Grant know that it's not going to snow in Africa this Christmas. They know this.
You're just revealing that you don't get it. You don't get it.
Daryl Hall and John Oates, all right, Jingle Bell Rock video, gayest Christmas video ever. But there's nothing wrong. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I think that they're partners in that video, and they were ahead of their time. They were ahead of their time with that video. If you watch the video, I think they're partners.
They're musicians. Musicians hang out.
I think they look at each other a little differently. So, anyways, Wonderful Christmas Time, Paul McCartney. Greatest synth Christmas song ever. Greatest synth. Jack's writing something down. Jack just took
I'm writing my resignation letter
from this podcast.
Gabriel's message is the best. Sting Gabriel's message is the best synth Christmas song.
Let's bring it full circle. Okay.
I'm at a loss.
Anyways, Father Christmas, the Kinks. Probably most demented Christmas song ever written.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, that's typical Davies. Merry Christmas, Baby, Bruce Springsteen, great version. Peace on Earth, Little Drummer Boy. I mean, that's not the ultimate classic, right? Isn't that the ultimate classic? What about this one? Christmas is a Time to Say I Love You by Billy Squier.
Oh, my God. I forgot about that one.
I don't like that one.
Christmas is a time to say I love you.
It's the lyrics and the music aren't bad. It's his vocals.
It's live, though. It was recorded live, so
it's a little screechy.
I think that they really just went right from the concert into the album. Like I don't think they didn't master that at all. No.
Yeah.
And probably my second favorite Christmas song, Greg Lake, Father Christmas. I just think it's an amazing, great video too.
Yeah.
Great video. Where there's no snow, there was no snow in that video. So,
Yeah, and where'd they film
it? They were in Israel, weren't they?
Yeah. So they weren't
So
in
another
the
place
snow.
I can go to know where it's not going to be snow.
Also Africa, because they were showing camels.
So, see? And there was no snow. So I already knew this before,
Scott,
and that video came out before Feed the World.
You don't
Anyways.
get it.
Trivia time.
Time to lose.
Time to lose. All right. You know how it goes. Jack, I'll ask you. And if you get it, you get it. If you don't, it goes to Mark. And Mark gets the point. If he doesn't, none of you get the point. Then Mark starts.
Is there a theme to tonight's question?
Christmas. Duh. Like all of a sudden, what? I'm going to go off into Halloween questions?
Can I have a Halloween question?
No.
I
Come on.
should.
No.
How about St. Patrick's Day?
No.
No. All right.
You guys are ruining my Christmas show. You're really pissing me off.
You asked for it.
How come Dave Phillips says good show, but the feed kept dropping out? Merry Christmas. Something always happens with his. I watch the show and I never have issues. I don't know. Everybody's
Where does Dave
bandwidth.
live?
Yeah, I think he doesn't live. I don't know. Maybe his Wi-Fi is. But everybody's bandwidth is strong. It usually tells me if something's going wrong. But every show, he always says that. The feed keeps dropping out. I don't know. Anyways. All right, Jack, first question.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to get rid of that one. That's a throwaway.
All right.
It's just way too easy. It was a way too easy question. There was some that I took out. All right. How many laws
Thought it froze up.
are after the fa in Deck the Halls, Jack?
I'm going to guess 10. I should have counted him out.
Mark for the steal.
Oh, la, la, la.
Ocho, 8. I was counting. La, 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 la.
All right.
I cheated.
All right, Mark, question to you.
Cheating. Mark, thinking about the question and deciding on an answer is not cheating, buddy.
I was looking down at my fingers,
I was counting on my fingers.
I'm from Lutheran school. You couldn't do that in math class,
All right, Mark Smith. Which Christmas song begins, "It was Christmas Eve, babe, in the drunk tank"?
Well, it's definitely not Christmas in Prison because I got the lyrics in front of me.
Now that would be cheating.
That's cheating.
It's not
That would
Father
be cheating.
Christmas because I have the lyrics in front of me, and it's not Greg Lake. I believe in Father Christmas.
It's Gabriel's tune.
You know what? You're going to kill me for saying this. I don't know that. No, it can't be that song because I am at a total loss.
All right.
I'm pass. I'm taking a pass.
That's Jack.
Fairy Tale of New York.
There you go.
I was looking at it.
You always have to guess.
I don't know that song.
You don't know that song?
No, I wrote
What
it down while
the
you were
heck?
talking
Mark, you
about
gotta
it.
listen to that song.
Yeah.
Ah.
I've been making notes while you guys are talking.
And don't get the edited version.
Okay.
Don't listen to the edited version. Listen to the real version, unedited version.
Scumbag, you maggot, you
You
cheap,
cheap,
lousy.
lousy faggot. That's what they say. Those are the lyrics. All right. Let's see. Jack's up. So we got who had a huge hit in 1976 with the soothing Christmas classic "When a Child Is Born." Some of these are a little obscure, but not really. I mean, this guy. I'm going to give you a little hint. 76. This guy is one of the top 3 for Christmas guys singing?
I'll guess Sinatra.
Nope. Mark Smith.
Johnny Mathis.
Really?
My dad's a
at
big
you.
Johnny Mathis fan. Yeah.
Look at you.
Who's not? Johnny Mathis is awesome.
Again, one of the top Christmas guys, right?
I didn't even know that song.
Yeah. All right, Jack. Let's see. How many versions of Do They Know It's Christmas have been released? How many versions of that song have been released?
I will guess 2.
Mark Smith.
I'm gonna guess 3.
Like The Price is Right. It's 4.
Is this a trick question? Is it 1?
No, it was 4. In 1984, 89, 2004, and 2014.
Wait a minute. All different versions?
Yeah.
Different singers, right?
I guess different singers, yeah.
I'm not aware of any of those other ones.
You neither.
Well, that's the question. How many versions of Do They Know Christmas? And again, some of these people put these things together and it never makes it out. It never makes it popular. Might be on an album.
So there were that many musicians that thought enough of those lyrics to re-record it?
I think they could probably use 7 singers and then have the rest as a chorus. You know what I mean? Isn't that about how many people are in it? All right. So let's see. Who was that? That was you, right, Jack?
It was me. It was me.
Now we're on to Mark Smith. Mark Smith.
Yes, sir.
Which movie star turned to singing during Christmas 2001, scoring a #1 hit single across the world in a duet with pop star Robbie Williams? Robbie Williams is a good-looking motherfucker. That dude's a good-looking dude.
He's fighting with Jimmy Page now.
They still fighting over that house thing?
Yeah.
I thought that was settled.
Robbie wants to put up like a 2-story fence.
So it didn't get settled. I thought it got settled.
Yeah.
He's rich enough. That dude is loaded. All right. Which movie star turned to singing during Christmas 2001? And she's pretty big. It's a girl. She's a pretty big star, scoring a #1 hit single across the world in a duet with pop star Robbie Williams.
I'm drawing a blank on the actresses too.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
I think I remember this too.
It's actually a pretty good song. It's obscure now. Like you don't really hear it during Christmas
It's not
time.
the girl that was in the movie Gravity with George Clooney where they're up in space. What's her name?
Sandra Bullock?
Sandra Bullock.
No.
Taking a stab. I don't know.
That's fair enough guess, Jack.
I'll guess. I have no idea, but I'll say Gwyneth Paltrow.
Close in looks, Nicole Kidman.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Same color hair, at least. Let's see. Who was that? That was Mark, right? So now we're on to Jack. In the lyrics, Santa Baby, what color auto space convertible does Eartha Kitt ask Santa to bring her?
I don't know the answer to this one either, but I'll say powder blue. Hearing that a lot tonight.
Mark?
Not the singer, but Pink.
Nope. Jack, you were so close. Light blue.
Oh, come on.
No, light blue and powder blue are two different.
Powder blue, light blue. Come on.
There's a difference.
Dude, you know what? I'm going to bed.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
That's such horseshit.
Can we call for a fact check?
All right, yeah. You want to see powder blue? Okay, look at the screen, right? Look at the ball underneath the candy cane. That's powder blue, right?
Which is a light blue, you dipshit.
No, it's not. It's a powder blue. It's its own color. I'm I'm not giving you. See, if you didn't start, see, I am the ring. I am the taskmaster right now. I am the ring master. I am the question master. You shouldn't have started shit with me earlier about my song "Life in a Northern Town." Now it's coming back to haunt you. See, I control the questions.
The ring master.
All right, Mark Smith. Let me see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is question number 7. Mark Smith.
Wait a minute. 7 out of how many?
We'll do 10. We'll do 10.
How about we do 8?
Okay, we'll do 8. We'll do 8. I don't care. All right, Mark Smith. Who sings the opening line in the original Band-Aid single in 1984, otherwise known as the stupidest Christmas song ever written?
You are a moron. You're a fucking moron. Idiot. Moron. Dipshit.
Man. And I can't remember. It's Christmas time.
Oh, my God.
I was going to say Boy George. I know it's not Boy George.
Don't be like that fake.
Here.
You know what he's doing? Do you know what he just did, Jack? You know what he did? He throws a name out, then he immediately says, "But that's not what I'm going to say," because I was supposed to say, "Hey, you're right." No. I saw what he did. He tried to snake a fake answer in there.
No, because he came in later.
Hey, can't count on your fingers for this one, fuckface.
Wait, I have it written though. It's Christmas time. Oh fuck! I'm thinking of the video.
Mark, higher. Sing higher.
Paul Young.
All right.
There you
go, buddy. All right.
One of the best voices in music.
All right. He's up 3-1.
But not much of a career.
Yeah, I know.
Nah, he had like 5 years in the 80s where he was signing. Then he probably got a little paunchy and started losing his hair.
Remember what was his most famous song?
Every Time You Go Away.
Yeah.
Written by who?
I don't know.
Prince. He wrote everything. Daryl Hall, that's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Daryl Hall.
Good call. Yeah, good call. That's right.
Wow.
All right. Let me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is question number 8, and Jack, you've only had one right answer, so.
Yeah, I'm having a bad night.
We'll see if you can pull off this one. All right.
Oh boy.
Hey, Jack, how many gifts did the singer receive in 12 Days of Christmas?
You know, it took me a minute to get that.
How many gifts? See, life in the Northern Town, buddy. You should have just left it alone. Should have just left it alone.
I need. Wait a minute. I need to do. Let me see.
You don't have enough fingers.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
He's counting down 12 to 1.
15, 21, 28, 36, 55, 78. 78.
No, 364.
What?
364. How many gifts did the singer receive in 12 Days of Christmas?
How do you get that number?
I don't know. That's what the answer says.
Mark, does that make any sense to you?
Some ringmaster, he doesn't know. He doesn't know for sure. He just that's what it says. That's what the answer.
Wait till you get your next question, buddy. You'll never get another one right again.
I'd love to see you run the lottery for your state.
All right.
I don't know how you get. How do you get that answer?
I didn't. I just got the fucking thing off the internet. And the
It's off the
internet is never wrong.
Everything's true on the internet. We know
That's
that.
right.
Yeah.
It's never wrong. I don't know. 364. That's the answer. I'm not making it up.
I think that answer is wrong.
Okay. Well, what was your answer?
I think I said 78.
All right. You still lose.
Okay.
You still lost. Because that was the 8th question. See, if you'd gone 10, you're losing 3-2. You would have had a chance to pull up, but no, you got to short yourself at 8 because you don't want to do that extra 4 minutes of questions. Yeah.
Well, are they the last 2 questions worth answering or asking?
Of course they are. I'm asking them.
Because he's the ringmaster.
Yeah.
Ask us.
I'm axing him. I got to be very specific about this now. This one is very.
I want to be Atlantic about it.
Yeah. All right, whose turn?
364.
Is that the answer?
No. I don't know where you got that fucking number.
I off the internet. The internet doesn't lie. I'm just saying. All right. So whose turn is Mark? Is it your turn, or was that Jackson?
Give it to Mark. Give it to Mark.
All right, this is question number 9. We got 2 to go. All right, Mark.
Yeah, hurry up because this day in music's coming and I can't wait.
What word is used for family in the song "We Wish You a Merry Christmas"? Instead of the word family, what word do they use?
I'm singing it in my head. I don't know. Familia.
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 It is familia. All right, well. Jack?
I don't know. Gang.
Kin. K-I-N. Kin. All right, last question.
That was definitely worth reading. Thank you for that.
Well, hey, listen, you didn't get it right there. So,
So who wrote that song?
All right, Jack, for the tie. Johnny Mathis, yeah. All right, Jack, for the tie, we put it into overtime.
Okay.
In the song, Mr. Grinch, what is his brain full of?
Spiders.
You gotta be. I need to be a little more specific. Give me a color. I'll just give you that hint.
Powder blue.
You fucking moron.
Fuchsia.
No,
Powder
see,
blue
I can't give it to you now. Can't give it to you. What color are spiders usually?
Black.
But no, you have to be a smartass.
But he got it.
It's black
He said
spiders.
black.
No,
Yeah.
he said
what I
powder
said.
blue. He said powder blue.
He was joking when he said that. Like I was joking when
Listen.
I said Boy George. You know?
Listen. No. Life
No,
in
this
another
is-
time.
this is-
He doesn't get the
this
benefit
is-
of the doubt. I
this
gave
is-
him. No,
It's rigged.
no,
rigged.
it's not. You just
Rigged.
don't know your colors.
Rigged.
That's the
It's
problem.
rigged.
You don't
Dude.
know your colors. Learn
This
your
trivia-
color scheme
this-
in Christmas songs.
This trivia game was stolen from me.
Mark
I did a
Smith
fantastic
wins.
job answering the questions.
Mark Smith wins. Yay.
I did a
Mark
beautiful
Smith wins.
job answering the questions, and it was stolen.
3-2. Mark Smith finally wins a trivia, and I don't care how much controversy you think it is. It's a win is a win.
What was that game show that they caught him cheating? They made a movie about it.
$64,000 question.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what this is. This is a $64 question.
No, this is 64 cents, and Jack doesn't know his colors. Life in a northern town.
I'm gonna pose that on the show when we get back together.
Not a-
You guys
Hey,
can-
you know what I forgot to put on my my Christmas list, my playlist? Have a blue
You know, it's a great Christmas song.
Christmas.
The Star Spangled Banner. Great Christmas song.
Have a blue Christmas.
Looks Could Kill by Motley Crue. Great Christmas song.
Yeah.
Have a blue Christmas.
Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath. Great Christmas song.
Yeah.
Jack, last year you hit the roof when I said that. Have
What's
a blue. You're like, what? Whoa, what did you just say? Whoa. What did you just say?
See this. I've been exposed to your idiocy all years. It doesn't even faze me anymore. Allah, have a
Jesus. Okay. All right.
giant
Hey.
goon.
Be more Pacific, will you?
Yeah, that's right. Hey, you know where it's a good place to see concerts? Amphitheaters.
Oh my God. Ampu.
Amphitheaters.
Mark, did you catch that on the show last week?
No.
Scott doesn't like indoor venues. He likes to go to amphitheaters.
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 That's right. Amphitheaters. Hey, top 10 this week in 1986. Number 10, The Next Time I Fall by Peter Cetera and my girl Amy Grant. Number 9 this week in 1986, Stand By Me by Benny King, right? Had its own, had a
No.
resurgence.
It's not Benny King. It's Ben E. King.
I'm not gonna pause for the E. Okay.
So I love that Elton John song, Ben E. and the Jets.
No, it's Benny, just like I called him, Benny King.
Benny.
I just didn't pause.
Is it
I didn't
Ben
have
E. Hill?
that what do you call it, space, Jack?
The negative space.
I didn't use any negative space between Ben and E. See? Okay. Hey, I actually like this song.
You can't hear. You probably can't hear, but do you hear it?
There it is. I didn't hear Mark Smith's tonight though.
There's no trains running. Something might have happened.
Uh-oh.
Might be an accident somewhere. I love the sound of a train. I love that.
I do too. I picked that up 2 years ago when we started doing this, and Jack had we had shitty mics. I still picked that up. I was like, train. Like a kid, train. Jack's like, oh yeah, it's a train. I was like, no, it's train.
A choo-choo.
Train.
I used to live 3 blocks down before the fire, and I was right by the tracks. We wouldn't be doing this show where I used to live. The windows would rattle.
Number 8 this week in 1986. I actually like this song by Robbie Neville, C'est la vie.
I love that.
Yeah, it's a good song. Number 7 this week in 1986, Hip to Be Square by Huey Lewis and the News.
Terrible song.
I know, right?
I had to play
career killing song.
Number 6 this week in 1986 from the movie Ford Fairlane, Billy Idol's To Be a Lover. The Adventures of Ford Fairlane. That's what it was. The Andrew Dice Clay movie, The Adventures of Ford Fairlane.
I thought
How many Oscars did that win?
What, Mark?
I thought Cradle of Love was in that movie.
Cradle of Love. That's the one. Yeah, Cradle of Love. Yeah. Born to Be Loved is when he's in the boxing ring. He's with the chicks in the ring. Yeah. Let's see. Number 5 this week in 1986, Shake You Down by Gregory Abbott. Number 4 this week in 1986, Notorious by Duran Duran. Number 3 this week in 1986, Everybody Have Fun Tonight, Wang Chung.
Video gave me a headache.
That's another stupid song, but it was catchy. Yeah. You know what? Hey, Mark, you know what Jack's beautiful wife's favorite song is?
What's that?
One of her favorite songs ever. Yep.
SSSS
Safety dance.
Safety dance. Why?
Dancing around, holding the.
She loves
without
that
hats.
song.
She loves that song.
Loves
like,
that
I love
song.
Come On Eileen. I can always, if I hear that song, I never turn it off. I love that song. Come On Eileen.
My best friends is Eileen, and I always say, "Come on, Eileen." Shut up, Mark. Shut up.
Hey, Mark, they must just love when you do that.
Bad.
Oh, especially when we're out after work and you've had a few drinks. I know. Yeah.
It would be even funnier if you whipped off your shirt to reveal that you were actually wearing overalls underneath.
I would never do that because everybody would be in the emergency room if I did that. Remember the scene in Seinfeld when George's father took his shirt off? Dad, no. Oh.
This is another good song. Number 2 this week in 1986. Bruce Hornsby and the Range, The Way It Is. He never really took off.
He had a couple of good records, and then he kind of took a left-hand turn, and he ended up playing with the Grateful Dead for a number of years.
Yeah, because his solo, his career kind of went a little bit south. He was good, but he was like kind of a second-rate Billy Joel, Elton John type thing. Not second-rate because he's talented. He's talented, but
yeah, I don't think they knew what to do with him. Because he was kind of. The Way It Is was kind of like that song was played on rock radio, and then he kind of went middle of the road, soft rock. And I think that they just didn't have a home for him.
Right. I agree. And number 1 this week in 1986, the Bangles, Walk Like an Egyptian, with the beautiful Suzanne Hoff. She's still good looking today.
I had such a crush on her in high school.
Everybody did. She still holds up. All right, this day in music. In 2019, Mariah Carey topped the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 with...
Hi, Jack.
No. Christmas present. Stick around. That's it. Don't stick around. 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
I got my plug in my hand.
10 minutes. Not 10 minutes. Christmas present.
Hold your guitar. Hold
How
your
are
guitar.
you going to begrudge me this? You're gonna begrudge a Christmas present. You're going to make it so miserable for me. I might as well just tell you to leave. Hey, all right, Tom. No, it's have a. Oh no, this one.
It's Christmas time.
You're both doing it.
I'm just gonna hold my guitar. Yeah.
I am gonna choke both of you.
Stratocaster.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's easy, boys. Easy.
2 against 1.
All right. Well, easy now. I control the buttons. Although, no, I'm not going to give Jack that pleasure. I am not going to give him that pleasure. I'm going to make him suffer through this 10 minutes. Mariah Carey topped the U.S. and this day in 2019. Mariah Carey topped the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 with what song?
What year?
All I want for Christmas
2019. Yep.
is you.
Yep.
I like that
For the
song.
first time, 25 years after its original release, thereby breaking several records, including the longest trip to number 1, with estimated sales of over 16 million copies worldwide. All I Want for Christmas Is You is the best-selling holiday song by a female artist ever, and one of the best-selling physical singles in music history. The following year, the song also charts. Check this one out. I can't imagine this. On this day in 2016, American singer Richard Marx told of how he had restrained a fellow passenger on a Korean air flight after the man who was drunk allegedly attacked others on board. If Richard Marx restrains you,
And not a hair on his head was messed up.
you got problems. You don't have any right attacking anybody.
He was the least funny of the Marx Brothers.
Even Zeppo was funnier than him. On this day in 2012, Ronnie Wood got married. Who cares? On this day in 2012, Gangnam Style by South Korean musician Psy became the first YouTube video to reach 1 billion views. Jesus Christ. On this day in 1992, Albert King, American blues and guitarist Albert King, died from a heart attack in Memphis, Tennessee. He recorded dozens of influential songs such as Crosscut Saw, As the Years Go Passing By, and in 1967, Born Under a Bad Sign. On this day in 1985, Bruce Springsteen's album, Born in the USA, passed Michael Jackson's Thriller to become the second longest lasting LP on the Billboard USA Top 10. It was there for 79 weeks.
Hey, this is all fascinating stuff. Are we going to acknowledge that Terry Hall died this week?
I know. Yeah. From the Specials.
Terry Hall, great leader of the Specials, co-writer of what song?
Town is going like a ghost town.
Co-writer of what Go-Go song?
We Got the Beat.
No.
No?
He co-wrote Our Lips Are Sealed.
Ah, okay.
Wow. Did not know that.
Ghost Town is a great song, great video. They're a classic ska band. They are absolutely classic ska band. On this day in 1969, the Supremes made their last TV appearance with Diana Ross on The Ed Sullivan Show. On this day in 1968, Glenn Campbell topped the U.S. album charts with Wichita Lineman, greatest song ever written. Greatest song ever written. Although the LP would stay on the chart for 46 weeks, it would be Campbell's only #1 album. He was pretty big, too. The title track, which was written by American singer-songwriter who? Who wrote Wichita Lineman?
It's Jimmy Webb.
There
Thank
you
you.
go, man. Redemption. Reached #3 in the U.S. single charts. On this day in 1967, the Beatles held a party at Royal Lancaster Hotel in London to preview their new movie that didn't go anywhere, Magical Mystery Tour. Let's see. On this day in 1967, Pink Floyd appeared at the Speakeasy Club, London, England, situated at 48 Margaret Street in the center of London. The Speakeasy was a late-night haunt for the music industry in 1966, right up to the late 1970s. It was managed by Laurie O'Leary, a lifelong friend of the Cray twins. Do you know who they are?
No.
You got to watch the Tom Hardy movie about the Cray brothers. They were these twins They were gangsters. They're London gangsters. They were fucking out of
Pray
control.
with a C?
K.
Okay. I'll check it out. Okay.
Let me see.
Hey, you introduced me to Trailer Park Boys. You gave me good stuff to watch.
Oh, the Trailer Park Boys is never ending. Never ending. All right, born in this day, Jack, we're almost there. We're almost there. Born in this day in 1951, Nick Gilder, singer, songwriter of what song?
Nick Gilder. I know that song. Wouldn't it be good?
No. Good
No,
guess,
that's Nick
though.
Kershaw.
Good guess. That was, yeah. Do you know Mark Smith?
No.
Hot Child
Hot Child in the City.
Yep.
Dum, bum, ba, dum.
Born in this day in 1946, Carl Wilson. He died on February 6, 1998 after a long battle with lung cancer. And born on this day in 1940, a guy I never understood but has a faithful following, one and only Mr. Frank Zappa. And that's it.
Love Zappa.
That's it. All right, Jack. Have a Merry Christmas. We might do a show next week. I don't know. I'll let you know. An end of year show. So we'll see. We'll see. See how you feel. It's up to you. What do you think, Jack? Is Jack even here? Did he check out already? He's freezing. Figures it takes right to the end of the show. Is everybody frozen here?
No, I just see him free.
What's he doing?
It's Wang Chung.
It's Wang Chung. He's doing the safety dance. Look at his feet now. His feet is all messed up. That freaking New Hampshire Wi-Fi. Anyways, listen. If Jack doesn't want to do it, don't do it. But Mark, if you're available, me, you, and Luke can do an end of year show. If Jack wants to do it. Look at he looks like one of those old what do you call them? Silent films.
Yeah.
Where every other frame is missing.
A little piano playing.
Can you hear me?
Say what, Jack? Say what? See, he was messing with his chords. See what happens?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
I'm going to be in New York next week. I'm going to see Patty Smith.
He has no idea.
Cool. He's going to be in New York next week.
What did he say? What did he say?
He's going to be in New York next week seeing Patty Smith.
Oh, good. All right. Me, you, and Lou, buddy. Me, you, and Lou do an end of year show. How does that sound?
I'm only 30 miles outside of New York. I might go see Patty Smith.
Oh, shit. Me and Lou. No, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe take next week off.
Mark, I made it.
We'll see.
Really?
Yeah.
But I got to do the show.
No.
By the way,
If you
it'll be
go with
her
Jack.
76th birthday.
Her birthday? Shit.
He's got an extra ticket. I'd go if you have a chance.
I'll see what work is with the parking garage.
Oh, that's a whole nother story.
No, to Scott. Let Scott know.
Yeah, I'll let Jack know. All right, listen, Jack. I'll give you Mark's info if you guys can. You want to text each other, see if he leaves. He was breaking up anyways. I couldn't even see. I tried to say Merry Christmas to him. No. So you know what? I'm going to say Merry Christmas to you, my friend.
Merry Christmas to you too.
Always appreciate you coming on the show. Always good info. Always good input. Always entertaining.
I'm honored to be on. And
again, if you don't go to see Patty Smith with Jack next week, I'll let me know. And if you're not, then we'll do a show. I don't care. An end of year show. And you didn't show me a notebook tonight.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
I'm catching up to Lou.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 pages filled, so I'm catching up.
that.
I have all these pages to fill up. I have like 100 pages.
Why don't you just use an iPad like I do? No?
I know.
Look I got mine. I always have it right here.
Yeah, I don't have an iPad.
Lou said he could do it. Hey, Lou, we're doing a New Year's show.
I just got a Microsoft, so sorry. Yeah. All right, Lou.
Actually, I've been wanting to hear Lou's new microphone.
It sounds great. He doesn't drop out. Everything is solved. All the problems are solved.
Do me a favor. On your mic, talk into the bottom of the mic without the mouthpiece.
How you doing?
Much better. See, that's better.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Hear that?
Yeah.
I can't stand that. But yeah, I think I gotta get a new pop filter.
I think you need to get Tom's old microphone.
This is Tom's old microphone.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought he had a Shure.
He probably has a couple Shores. He's not going to give me the Shure. He holds on to the Shores.
Of course.
I'm not that good a friend. I'm saving up for a Shure. I'm saving up for one.
All right. You don't have to get the top of the line one. Just get a nice USB Shure. You can't go wrong, man. It's a sure thing.
Yeah.
Lou said he just got in. Sorry I missed the show. You can watch it again on YouTube, Lou. But you were missed, my friend. You were missed, Lou. We talked about you for a second. And so that's great. I'll do an end of year show next week. So we'll have a New Year theme, a New Year's Eve theme type thing.
Okay.
And I'm sure there'll be some stories involved with New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily have to be music related.
It's a well-worn question asked, but I love asking it. I would say next week, if I could ask a question, what was your best music highlight of the year? It doesn't have to be a song release.
Okay.
It can just be what was your highlight, and I can tell you mine. I know.
See, you know what, Mark? This is now that Jack's not here, right? Now that Jack's not here, this is the shit. This is like you and Lou. Like Jack doesn't he's just kind of, and I'm just saying. Just say nobody's listening. What you just said,
nobody's listening.
I know he's not here, so I don't give a shit, right? But that's the stuff I look for. But I love Jack, but that's the stuff right there. Little contribution. I love Jack.
Wouldn't be the show without.
That's right.
I love watching you too.
Yeah, well, yeah, at least one of us does. But, I have to watch it. He never does, so I have to see what was wrong, what was right, what needs to be fixed.
I never watch the Music Relish because I hate to hear myself talk.
But Jack's excuse, but you don't know what you're doing until you check yourself out.
I know.
I've been doing this for 2 years now, and it took me a long time to hear now I don't even pay attention to my voice. You just, after a while, you just don't. You're just trying to hear how the flow is going, how we'll just say Lou's mic was, or how Perry's mic was. Like, how did the sound sound? I always listen to my sound, not my voice.
Right,
I'm a fucking big sound guy anyways like that. But, you should, man, just to see how, and then you hear yourself talk, and sometimes, like, I tried to correct my, some of how I say things, my pronunciations now. Like gonna. I slip and say gonna, I'm gonna do it, but then I'll stop. I'm going to, right? So I kind of always trying to improve.
When I was back in high school, I had a teacher tell me, and I never forgot this. Next time you see any athlete get interviewed, count how many times he goes, right? And it ruined me because I can't watch any interview with any athlete because they'll go, well, we did good tonight, but we didn't put the puck in the net. And but it makes you think of yourself, it's like, don't say, I do say that. It's just a way for your brain to catch up. You go,
So when I was starting out doing this, I was lost. Like I played a couple weeks ago, I played a little clip of like episode 2, and it was raw. It was I didn't know what I was doing. And I was still researching podcasting and how it works, like the proper etiquettes and saying and pausing was one of the biggest things. They said, do not do that. Do not say, like they said, don't do that.
Right.
That's a big no-no in this business, in this, whatever you want to call it. I call it a hobby. But just like radio and television, it's the same thing. You don't want to say and I learned to act like you're talking to one person, not hundreds of people, not dozens of people, just one person, and act like it's just a conversation, even if you're on your own. Like when I do those the first time I did a solo show, I think it was the Manchester. I did something on Manchester scene.
Yes, I saw that. You did look nervous.
I was a wreck, dude.
You still did good.
Thank you, but I was a wreck. Like I was, because now you're flying without a net.
Your eyes were wide open. Your adrenaline was pumping.
Absolutely, because then you start really listening to yourself. Then that's the mistake you make.
Yeah.
Then you start getting in your own head, and you start thinking, I'm not saying enough, and am I going to have enough material? While you're talking, all these things are running through my head, and it really you mess yourself up. And then eventually, you just settle in, and I've learned over the last 2 years to just go with the slow flow. Just roll through it, but you'd have to listen to yourself. You do have to do that, I
do. I'll listen back, but it's my voice gets high sometimes, and it's like I'm trying to keep it low. That's when Perry says, "You're fabulous."
That's your
everything's
style,
fabulous with Mark.
That's
right, Perry. You know it.
But that's your style, so you just keep going with what you do, man.
Yeah,
And Jack won't listen because he doesn't like listening to himself. And plus he says, well, I lived it, but you don't know, until you really listen. You really don't know. You think you do, but then again, you also look back and you're like, maybe I shouldn't have listened because now I'm really killing it. But I'm hard on myself anyways. So that's why I don't really mind doing it. But it's fun.
Yeah.
Listen. And dude, like I said, you and Lou coming into this into the picture really was I can't tell you enough. I say it every time you guys come on. You're such a blast to talk to, the knowledge and you guys have the humor. I think it took you a minute to figure me out. I think you knew watching me, but you didn't know when we were interacting.
Yeah, did you see me like this the first week?
No, I did. Like you guys were kind of like, it's like, and I didn't get it. Like, you're coming on to my podcast, right? So you don't want to be the asshole. You don't want to be the guy that comes in and runs your mouth and like tries to take over and be a character. And I understand. I didn't get it at first. I'm like, I want those guys. Like, fucking say whatever you want. Do it. It's easier said than done. But you guys have come a long way.
I told you when we first came on your show, we were still going through that PTSD of when we had the phones. And if you talked while someone else talked, you canceled them out. So there's like, so we all were, you're afraid to talk. So we were kind of like that. Like, can we talk? Can we talk?
And there's a flow. There is absolutely a flow that has to be learned. Like I had to learn the flow between you guys, right? Yeah. You don't want to step on each other. And by the way, Lou just commented, and you do not sound like Liberace. Oh, Jesus. That's a shot from South Carolina.
Brad.
But you know what? We'll cover all this next week. Cover all this next week. Next Wednesday night, Lou said he could be there. You'll be there. Awesome. Jack will be in New York. And we'll have a good end-of-year show.
And you're going to love the sound of his voice. His microphone just sounds freaking amazing.
Well, I watched it. I watched it on YouTube, and I actually commented on one of the shows when he first got his mic. I actually wrote, I love Lou's new mic sound.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right, my friend.
All right.
Merry Christmas to you, Lou. I know you're watching. Merry Christmas, my friend. Tell us all about your gig, the excitement of the church gig tonight. I want to hear the crazy stories that went on.
Nothing crazier than the
backstage. Church. I want to know what happened backstage at the church. Let's get that story.
I never got to say Merry Christmas to Jack, and I know he's not going to see it. But anyway, Merry Christmas, Jack.
Well, look, like I said, I mean, I don't know if you want to go. I'll send you his I'll send him your phone number, and if it rocked. Can't wait to hear that story next week. The church story, Lou. Lou's got church stories. But either way. All right, my friend.
Okay.
Merry Christmas. Again, Merry Christmas. Thank you guys enough for coming into this podcast world of mine. And I will speak to you probably after Christmas. I'm sure you'll get a text from me on Christmas. You know what I hate, though? I hate when fucking people send you text messages, right? It's like the lazy texter. They'll put 15 people in a group, and they'll send Merry. Now, you have to sit there and listen for your phone popping 14 more times throughout the day. And it's somebody else is saying, you too, same to you.
And all the gifts or giffies or what they call those
things. Don't fucking include me in a group text on the holidays. Don't do it.
And there's always one person that replies and doesn't come through for 2 days. So then you see it 2 days later, Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I didn't see this. Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. We'll understand. You don't have to reply, sorry, I didn't see this. Oh, you saw it. Oh, you saw it.
You just didn't want to answer.
You just didn't, because you heard your thing pop 14 times. Yeah. You knew it was there. You just didn't want to answer. You didn't want to be that guy. But anyways. All right, listen, buddy, again for the third time, Merry Christmas. I will talk to you next week. And like I said, all the best to you and your family, Lou. All the best to you and your family and everybody listening. Like I always say, you are the engine that makes this podcast go. Without you, it'd just be me talking to myself sometimes, Mark sometimes, Lou sometimes, Mark and Lou. But I hate talking to Jack. Jesus. I know people like it, but you know what? You're not in my shoes with that guy. I love Jack. I know. I love Jack. And doing this podcast for you, like I always say, to quote my favorite artist, Morrissey, the pleasure, the privilege is mine. And I will be back next week. We will be back next week with an end-of-year show.